So happy Advent 3, everybody. It's the 16th, which means we all have, 9 more days to finish buying presents? Good luck with that to all of us. Anyway, that's my first thought when I think Advent. The stress of spending every spare moment at church and figuring out Christmas and presents and finals at school. Somehow, though, between all of that, I absorbed something else, because I can tell you that Advent is a time of waiting. It's 4 weeks to anticipate the coming of Jesus and to contemplate what Christmas means before Christmas is upon us and we're all too busy to contemplate. See, I've been paying attention. Another thing I picked up in my years at All Saints is that this week, this third candle on the wreath, is the Sunday of Joy. Joy is one of those big Jesus-y words that people around here love to throw around. And it's also one of those cliche Christmassy words that people put on the front of those holiday cards they send you in the mail, with the unrealistically perfect pictures and the saccharine notes. What joy is not, I think, is an emotion that we all tend to feel around Christmas time. I just went through my list of what stresses me out around the holidays, and I'm sure you all have your own lists. Christmas can be rewarding, it's true, but the process of preparing for it, which is basically Advent, is really stressful. It's not a time in which we usually just take a moment to feel joy. Nevertheless, I'm supposed to get up here and talk to you all about joy. And if I want to do so with any credibility whatsoever, I need to do just that. Take a moment and be joyful. Well, let me see. I felt joy a month or so ago on a Thursday afternoon. It was an after-school rehearsal for marching band during a water break, and I was in a terrible mood. I had screwed up the run-through or gotten called out by the drum coach or something like that. And I just hate Thursdays in general because they're super stressful. So I decided not to get water, and instead I'm squatting on the field, alone and pensive, feeling bad for myself. A couple people were perceptive enough to ask me if something was wrong, but I would just smile and make some excuse about being tired. And everyone would buy it, or even if they didn't, they wouldn't pursue it. There's a while left in rehearsal, and I don't know how I'm going to get through it. But then, I'm broken out of my thoughts when I see my friend come running over. At the time, though, she's only an acquaintance, and I sort of look behind me for someone else she would be coming to talk to. But there's no one there, and why would she be running? She keeps heading over, and just before she's close enough to start talking to, she suddenly throws herself down on the ground and slides the last few feet over on her stomach, or at least tries as best she can on a turf field. And she's grinning as she looks up from her undignified sprawl on the field. But I'm understandably really confused. Maybe I said something intelligent like, or maybe even, why? But I remember her response, word for word. As if it were the most logical thing in the world, she explained, "I was wondering what you were thinking." I smile every time I think about that. Maybe it was a coincidence that she came over right when I needed to snap out of my personal pity party. But then, why would she slide? Why would she do something silly if she hadn't noticed that I needed to laugh? And it worked, too. That cheered me up. I snapped out of my funk, and the rest of rehearsal was so much better. I would say she was a godsend, but this is church, and you might take me literally. And then I'd have to back that up, and I want to go home sometime. So instead of godsend, I'll use the word incredible, and the word remarkable, and wondrous too, and somehow in all of that, I'll still not find the words to express how joyful that made me feel. She noticed that I was in a bad mood. She figured out what I needed to snap out of it, and in belly sliding, she became the thing I needed. That was about the point, that she went from being an acquaintance to a friend. And aren't you all jealous I have such good friends? No, really though. I can't figure out what I did to find such an incredible friend, but I think the fact that I didn't really do anything is what made that so precious. Anyway, Advent 3 people, Sunday of Joy. In that instance, what I needed, and also what made me joyful, was being noticed by someone. I can't assume that's what you need too. But it's no secret that Christmas and Advent as well are these big, multi-layered things that are different depending on who you ask, when you ask, and even how you ask. Maybe, somewhere in this whole Advent event, there's something or someone that you need. Peel to just the right layer, squint at it in just the right way, and maybe you'll find what makes you joyful. Then, for a moment, the stress of the season will be forgotten. For a moment, Advent will be what it's supposed to be. And Advent is supposed to be joyful. As much as I joke about how cliche the word is, it's true that Christmas is a joyful holiday. It's different, though, from, say, Easter, which is the other big happy church event. Easter is loud and proud and grand, but Christmas is quieter and sweeter. If Easter is like pumping your fists after winning a race, then Christmas is more like opening a caring card from someone who noticed you. God, like my incredible, remarkable, wondrous friend, did this crazy thing where they noticed us humans, figured out what we all needed, and became the thing we need, and the baby Jesus we spend so much time in Advent thinking and praying about. So, if my friend belly sliding is Christmas, maybe Advent is watching her run up, feeling noticed, and just beginning to smile with joy. Thank you.